Ready, Homo? Oh, you already recording?
Yes. Welcome, everybody, to the Ben and Bryan Show. I am Ben, and that is...
Gay wad. Oh, because you were doing that little thing, and then you thought I was going to fall for it.
Well, you just admitted that your name is Gaywad, so...
That'd be you, because you said I'm Ben as yourself, and I said I'm gay wad because that's you.
Oh, man, I could fuck up the beginning, too. All right, we're going to start that over. We're just going to delete that.
You were being serious? I thought you were fucking with me.
I read your screen.
You're a fucking idiot. No, you're leaving that in. You're not editing that out.
Man.
Shit. I can't believe that shit.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm high and drunk at the same time, dude. I'm just like, ugh. Anyway.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego. He will read everything on the teleprompter. And I mean everything.
Yeah, I might leave this part in there just because I'm such a fucking idiot. Oh.
Yeah, you are.
Anyway, welcome to the Ben and Bryan Show. I am Bryan.
Hey, congratulations.
And that is...
I'm Ben.
All right, and on this episode, we're going to be talking about the top 5 wide receivers, rookies, or whatever, for the NFL season, if there is a season, hopefully. Knock on wood.
So if you're in a deep league, if you're in a fantasy keeper or a draft, I fucked up. If you're in a keeper league or a dynasty league, or if you're just in a deep league with a 12 to 14, these are some good guys to possibly look out for and pick up.
Folks, it just isn't the night for podcasts for neither one of us. Well, me especially. Like I've been
Mostly you.
Mostly me, yes. I've been fucking up left and right, but hey, it's live.
And up and down, left and right, up and down.
It's not like, I can just go back and edit. Well, we're going to start it off with number 5. I'm going to go first since you went first last time on the running backs. So I'm going to go number 5. I'm going to go Henry Ruggs III, and that is with the Las Vegas Raiders. Boy, that's going to be hard getting used to saying that. Reason why I got him at number 5 and not higher on the list is mainly because of who they have at quarterback. I haven't been, all that silent on my displeasure with Derek Carr over the years. He just, to me, he's below average. I mean, he just hasn't really shown much as a quarterback. And I'm sure a lot of Raider fans get all pissed off about it, but I'm just being honest. The only way I can see Henry Ruggs jumping up a little higher in the rankings for the rookies is if they start Marcus Mariota at quarterback. Maybe not, in the beginning, but maybe like week 4 or 5. Throw him in there and let him have the starting position because Derek Carr, this isn't it. Like I really feel like this will probably be Carr's last year unless, God forbid, the coaching just for some odd reason wants to keep Carr on. I don't know why, but John Gruden has a way of going about things, and Mike Mayock.
Yeah, I believe that they probably might end up pushing him out for as much as they signed Mariota as a backup. I think they are looking to push Carr out, or maybe it's a sly move by Gruden to get better effort out of him. Maybe,
or possibly some trade bait because there's some teams that are probably still looking at maybe possibly getting a good backup or whatever. I wouldn't really call him a good backup in my opinion, but in their eyes, they'll probably see him as a good backup. Jacksonville will probably look at him or whatever. Carolina has just Teddy Bridgewater, who I don't know who the hell their backup is. So, Tampa Bay too. Hell, they don't have a backup to Brady, do they? They do, but I don't know anybody worth a shit. No.
Not top guy now.
So, that's if they get Carr out of there as a starter, I think Mariota will take over. I think Mariota will sit a lot better with the Raiders, kind of like how Tannehill came in and did really well for the Titans. I just think that the Gruden's type of play calling or whatever, fits a Marcus Mariota style quarterback better than Derek Carr. It's just is what it is. So, who's your number 5, man?
My number 5 is he's coming out of that draft. Came out of that draft class as top prospect. A lot of you guys are probably like in shock of why I have him 5th out of all these receivers. And I'll explain to you why here in a second. And that is CeeDee Lamb. A lot of people are probably shocked. Like, CeeDee Lamb, he was the number 1 receiver going in. He was such a stud. Yes, I agree. He was a stud. He did very well in Oklahoma. But you also probably aren't thinking the fact that they've already got Mari Cooper signed to a big-ass contract. Cooper is when he doesn't have solid competition against him. He shows up. But also I thought of the fact that if he has solid competition coming up, that he falters Cooper, then they still have Michael Gallup, who's not a terrible wide receiver too at this moment. I see CeeDee Lamb a little bit delayed in carving his niche in Dallas, but he will become a better receiver eventually, and he'll be a top prospect. But now to start off, I don't think this season's going to bode well too great for him. I could be wrong, but I have him 5th ranked because of the fact that Cooper and Gallup.
That's pretty good. So with my number 4, I got T. Higgins for the Bengals. I think he'll be a decent wide receiver. I know a lot of people probably expected him to be a little bit better or a little higher up on the list or whatever, but I think the Bengals, got a lot of help for their young quarterback, so it's going to be interesting to see how he'll perform at the next level or whatever. So I was kind of hoping that the Dolphins would have jumped up and grabbed him, but he was my guy, so that's who I'm taking.
With that, I don't have T. Higgins in the top 5 at all. And a coworker of mine brought up a very solid point. My point was, okay, they'll be double teaming AJ Green. AJ Green is solid, so they'll probably double team him. He'd probably get more looks. Then he goes, "You're not even thinking about this fact that a lot of people are missing out on it too, and they don't ever think about it too. They also have Tyler Boyd, who came into his own last season. and he's right. So that will put T. Higgins to fight for the wide receiver 2 spot against Tyler Boyd when they still have AJ Green and him. So I don't have him in the top 5. I don't think he'll do strong enough coming out to
the only
unseat.
the only reason why I really have T. Higgins up that high is because Joe Burrow will be his first year, and he does love his wide receivers. He loves his tight ends too. But AJ Green coming off an injury, like he hadn't played for over a year and a half. I really don't think they're going to push him to get out on the field right away. I mean, we don't even know what's going to happen from now till then, anyways. I mean, hell, for all we know, freaking AJ Green could opt out for the season again. I mean, we don't know. So that's one reason why I'm basing it on that, like the what if. Like nobody wants to bring in one of their star receivers and have him come in and just like get hurt within the first couple of weeks. Why push him when he's just coming off of a really bad injury anyway? So
but like we said in the other podcast before, how he could have been recovering and just sat out the rest of the season because the rest of the season.
Yeah, it was. I get that.
And it's hard for me to go against me having him as a dark horse candidate in the top 10 and then going back and saying, maybe he's just going to sit out and not do anything. So T. Higgins should be up there. All right, so my number 4 is what?
You're like,
Fuck you. I didn't remember if you did your 4 or not. Then I realized you had T. Higgins 4. I'm just shocked that you had T. Higgins 4th. I'm like, what the fuck kind of idiot has them? Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You have some solid ones, as do I. All right, number 4, I got Michael Pittman Jr. for Indianapolis Colts. I feel like that's a solid spot for him, considering Indianapolis does have other 2 receivers that are above him at this point. Although they're not as strong as the one down in Dallas, yes, they still have T.Y. Hilton. He didn't have such a great campaign last year. I know he's hurt a little bit, but now they have Philly Rivers and they have a great O-line. We could see T.Y. Hilton back in full swing. Also, Paris Campbell is there. Paris Campbell didn't have such a outstanding campaign last year either. I mean, none of the receivers there really had great seasons. I think Paris Campbell's better than that season portrayed, and I think he's going to excel. He'll either take over the wide receiver 1 if T.Y. doesn't show up, or he'll stay wide receiver 2. But Michael Pittman Jr. is pretty solid wide receiver 3 coming in with a possibility of being a wide receiver 2. That's why I have him above CeeDee Lamb. He's got a better chance of becoming wide receiver 2 over CeeDee Lamb does.
Okay. So
thanks for making me pause and look like a fucking weirdo.
Ben, you make yourself look like a weirdo no matter what. I don't have to do anything to help you for that. So for my number 3, I have Justin Jefferson for the Minnesota Vikings. The reason why I have him up at number 3 is because, well, as we all know, they just lost Stephon Diggs, one of their primary receivers from last season. I think that, the rookie is going to come in. I think he's going to take over what Diggs was doing last season. So I think he's going to be, probably one of their main targets next season. He's a really, really good, decent receiver. I just look for him to continue to move up like he was in college into the next level. So that's why I have him at number 3.
At my number 3, I also have Justin Jefferson. I I was back and forth on this. I toyed the idea of putting him actually further up in the rankings than I have him at. He did great at LSU. And to go on Minnesota, they have Adam Thielen, but Adam Thielen probably is going to garner a lot of double teams. And also the fact you said it too, and I'll touch base on it too. They don't have Stephon Diggs. And you're right. I think he'll pick up where Stephon Diggs left off there. I toyed with the fact to have him higher, also because of the fact that outside of Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph isn't. He's in a decline. I don't think he's that strong anymore. So I'd see Justin Jefferson as a solid wide receiver 2 coming in. He could break out and become the best rookie. I wouldn't doubt it. But I don't know. I kind of toyed with that idea, and I just kind of also depends on if Dalvin Cook's going to be ready to go. Is he going to sign the contract? He's holding out. Is he going to hold out all season? Is he going to opt out because he's like, fuck it. If they're not going to sign me, I'll just opt out too. That plays a lot of factors.
He kind of reminds me of a player that probably would opt out just because he's butthurt that he's not getting all these, millions of dollars or whatever. Like, he had one good fucking year, and he was still injured last season a little bit. So, I mean, I don't know. It just really, I don't know. The whole opting out thing is really kind of irritating me. But, there's a few players that are doing it because of health reasons. They have older people that live with them, or their young kids, or, immunity deficiency or something like that, which I completely understand that as a child, or that having a child that has compromised immune system. I totally get that. I'm not bad-mouthing them, but there's some players that are just like, like the way that they're looking at it is like, well, if we go into the season, they canceled midway through, I'll lose all kinds of money. So I'm going to opt out and take my guaranteed money. A lot of them are in contract years right now, so they would be danged if they do, danged if they don't kind of situation. So
most of the guys that are doing it so far are kind of the lower tiered payroll. Not saying that they're lower tiered players; they're just not as paid as some of the higher quarterbacks, running backs, receivers.
True. One thing I wanted to mention before we go to the number 2 on my part, or on your part, I shouldn't say.
Your.
I guess, yeah, my part. Yeah, we both had the same one. But do you think, with Kirk Cousins, do you think at any point Nate Stanley comes in this season? Like, let's say Kirk starts struggling. Do you think that they'll bring Stanley in, or do you think they'll leave?
No, absolutely not. Kirk Cousins, I mean, they say it's struggle because what? Because who said it was a struggle? Because Stephon wasn't getting as many passes as he wanted. Thielen wasn't either. But, Dalvin Cook started breaking out too. You can't not think about him taking away your looks too, your ball catching. I think Kirk Cousins is still solid at quarterback. I don't think he's going to get unseated at all. I think he finishes out the whole season.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't know. Like, we're kind of being Homer fans just because he's an ex-Hawkeye, but I just think he kind of has, like, he doesn't have the accuracy, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of like Ben Roethlisberger, without the raping shit. But
I know they say it's because he's got the big size like Big Ben.
He's hard to bring down, dude. Like, we witnessed it during the Ohio State game a few years ago. Like, they were at his feet and they were like trying to knock him down, and he just stood there and just touchdown. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, to some points he does have some potential high ceiling. Sometimes he does make some spectacular plays, and sometimes extends plays pretty well. But yeah, sometimes he's not so accurate either.
Yeah, he's just so hit and miss. Like, I mean, like, just watching that, I watched the Ohio State game back a few weeks ago, And he was so like clutch during that game. I think he had like 5 touchdowns that game, I believe. I'm not 100%, but he then the next week we lost to Northwestern and got like shit stumped. And like he was throwing interceptions like crazy. It's like, where the hell did that guy go? Where was the guy from last week? And it just like is a complete night and day difference. So good luck, Vikings. I don't know. I mean, if he's if Kirk Cousins ever goes down this season, I mean, he might come in and shine, but I don't know. We're getting off topic. I apologize.
Yeah.
So for my number 2, I'm going with CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys. Main reason why is because I just think he will be a lot better than what you're presenting him to be. Dak Prescott, you're right.
Not them to be that bad. I'm just saying there's better receivers than him right out the gate.
Well, I understand that, but if depending on how they utilize him, I think he'll get a lot more receptions than you're thinking. Just for rookie wise or whatever.
I don't foresee that. Not when you have Ezekiel Elliott. You still have Cooper and Gallup.
Well, I mean, it really depends. Like, why? I mean, he could be when Cooper's getting double teamed, he could be the number one guy to go to. So, I mean, it really depends.
I mean, yeah, but I don't see him excelling past Gallup first season. Eventually, yeah, not first season. I don't. But I mean, you're entitled to your own.
Well, and I'm just saying,
regardless of how wrong your opinion is.
Whatever. I'm just saying he's coming into the league this season like one of the most hyped up receivers. I mean, that could have a big play too against him because he's going to be coming in and everyone's going to have all these high expectations for him, and he can just shit the bed like crazy. I mean, that's with any player really, but I think he has that confidence level about him. He kind of, I don't know how to describe him receiver-wise. I mean, he kind of has that killer instinct, kind of like a Julio Jones type wide receiver, or I was almost going to say Larry Fitzgerald, but no, he's definitely no Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is unreal. I don't know, like in between Julio Jones and maybe what's that receiver from the Bengals? John. What the hell is his name?
John Ross.
John Ross, yeah. Kind of in between those two. That's
all right. All right, we'll go with my number 2 now. My number 2 has actually got the bigger hype surrounding him. As you know, if you ever heard me talk about him before in person, I don't have him highly ranked in my opinion, but I'm going to tell you why he's second on my list now, and he seems higher than what you would think I would put him, but I'll explain why. Number 2, Henry Ruggs, third. Basically, I feel like Henry Ruggs was wide receiver 2 in Alabama. Yes, he's fast. I think he's going to be the breakout next Tyreek Hill 2.0. I'm not so sure because I feel like he was just a wide receiver 2, and the fact that the other guy was getting double coverage a lot. I feel like he's more talked about than he should be. With that said, with Las Vegas, they have nobody outside of Darren Waller. Tyrell Williams is kind of a make or break. He had some spurts of good play, but Henry Ruggs coming in with that as his opponent could break out as the wide receiver 1 because of that. He doesn't have strong competition. But yeah. But also the fact that they do have Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not bad. He's not great, but he's not terrible. But yeah, to go on the fact that we both agree that Mario is possibly push him out. I don't see him signing the backup that much to not push Carr out or just live firing his ass somehow. But yeah, Ruggs number 2, only because he doesn't have a whole lot of competition in Las Vegas.
So for my number 1, I'm going with Jerry Jeudy for the Denver Broncos. Drew Lock is going to love this kid. He's fast. He's definitely a reliable receiver. He can catch. He's definitely one of the best receivers out of Alabama this last season. I think that the Broncos are going to have a really good season this year with both him and Noah Fant lining up. I think it's going to be an outstanding year, and them having Melvin Gordon on their team now too for running back. Broncos, I think they will be well, I'm for sure they'll be second in the division, but hell, they could almost, compete and for the number one overall ranking for the AFC West. So it's going to be interesting. This season is, if it happens, knock on wood, we're going to see a lot of fight. That West is going to be it's going to be stacked. It's hard to go against.
I wouldn't go along the lines of saying stacked. I just think the top 2 are definitely going to be Kansas City and Denver. You could see a possibility of Denver unseating Kansas City. I could see that too. I agree with you. I think they're going to have a pretty solid season this season.
Well, their defense, is unreal. And they're only getting faster and better on offense. Plus, teams don't really go into Denver very well and perform very well in that thin air out there. And it's fun watching teams that like high-powered offenses. We've seen Kansas City just run all over everybody last year, but they kind of struggled a little bit in Denver. They still won, but they had a hell of a lot harder time winning that game in Denver than they did opposed in Kansas City. So I don't know, man. It's tough to go against them this coming season.
They got the key ingredients. I think this will definitely tell what kind of head coach Vic Fangio is. He's a great defensive mind, and give him a little slack because of his first year as a head coach last season.
Well, then you got to think too, because he didn't even have Drew Lock for the whole season. He was injured, on injured reserve for until like week 6, 7, something like that. So, it's kind of hard to evaluate how well he's going to do and how well he's going to be able to handle all the pressure and everything. Because look at Joe Flacco. He was a shell of what he used to be, and plus he won all of his Super Bowls based off of the defense anyway. So it's not like he was out there throwing MVP type fucking games. So
well, yeah, no, I agree with that, but I'm just saying it's going to be telling. Now you got Locke, he came into his own starting to come in on his own, but you got all these guys around you. You got some great pieces. Let's see how well you string it together. It's your second year. You should be able to come out strong, regardless if you had Joe Flacco and Locke off on the side for a while. Now you got your guys starting quarterback, and now you got Melvin Gordon with Philip Lindsay. Noah Fant, we both agree is gonna have a kind of a breakout season for himself. And you got all these pieces, which brings me to my number 1. I should probably get into it before I blab about him, before I reveal my number 1, which is also Jerry Jeudy. I know a lot of you guys have heard me talk very highly about Jerry Jeudy. I'm very well. I think he's a very solid receiver. Great route runner, great hands. He's got pretty decent speed with him. He's definitely the best wide receiver out of Alabama. I have him number 1. And yes, they also have Cortland Sutton. I think he's going to have a pretty standout year this year. But with that being said, they also have besides Judy, KJ Hamler, who's also a rookie. And I feel that Jerry Judy's going to beat him out as a wide receiver too. So when Cortland Sutton breaks out and possibly gets a lot of double teams, a lot of triple teams, you're going to see Judy come into his own and make some spectacular catches and become a very solid rookie wide receiver. But we also said no Fant breaking out. You still got the two-headed monster of Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay. But yes, even with all those pieces, I still feel like Jerry Jeudy will be the best rookie coming out of this 2020 draft class.
That's great, man. Go ahead and say your last points. I think you pretty much said it well. Jerry Jeudy definitely is going to be a number one rookie of this season, I believe. It's going to be an interesting year. Let's hope and pray, everyone out there, fucking hope and pray that the season goes on and this COVID crap just gets over with and be done with this stupid shit. Like, it's ready. I'm ready to watch some football, dude.
I'm ready for some football too. And then you're going to have a lot of fucking people when it starts going on. And whoever wins the Super Bowl, they're going to like, well, it's an asterisk because everybody opted out. It was COVID and all this shit. So it's an asterisk. Are they truly the Super Bowl winners? It's like, shut the fuck up. I just want to watch fucking football. Yeah. Whoever wins, wins. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an interesting season. A lot of the players that are opting out, I mean, if you have a good reason, then more power to you. To me, I just think it's going to suck. But that's just my opinion, I guess. I don't know. I can't really tell them how to live their life. They're millionaires. They can do what they want to do. So
yeah.
But
do what you want.
But yeah, thank you for watching the show. I am Bryan. That is
Ben. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Some of you guys are kind of fucking lacking with the comment business. Leave fucking comments. Say anything. Like, let's hear your top fives. Come on. We tell you every show. You know? It's like that meme. Fucking guy with the fucking stick poking the other guy. Says, do something. That's you. That's fucking you. It's on you, pals.
Exactly, motherfuckers. I mean, it's simple as that. Just go ahead and fucking like and share and fucking subscribe to the channel if you're not familiar with our channel. Share with all your friends. And
I think we're funny enough to be fucking watching us all the time on the regs.
I mean, I'm a fucking laughing stock. What can I say? That motherfucker, I don't know. He's just a bully, is all he is. He's not funny.
Oh, like you're not gonna fucking shit on me now that I'm letting you fucking do the editing.
He just forces people to do what he says.
Like that. You like that?
You and your boyfriend, fucking Kirk Cousins.
I'll fucking lay off, cause
right.
Is he gonna be unseated by Nate Stanley? That's probably one of the dumbest things that ever came out of your mouth.
I didn't say this year. I just said eventually. I'd say in the next year and a half, he probably will. His cousin sucks.
Sucks your mama's titties.
Kiss my ass. Anyways, peace, motherfuckers.
Hey, he's better than Tua. Peace.
At what? Fucking throwing interceptions? Yeah, probably, I guess.
Considering he's probably way healthier than Tua and has an actual fucking hip bone that it replaced.
Yes, for now. All right. Peace, motherfuckers.